a lot of E words out there: energy, excitement, enthusiasm, execution, effort. There's a lot of them. But a lot of successful people talk about all these words, but I think they forget about one major E word that is really important that a lot of people end up forgetting about. And today we're going to talk about it on the Daily Dose Show. But before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, take your Thor hammer and bang that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up if you really like it, and drop a comment below to let me know what you really feel about it. Let's go ahead and get into the antidote.
Right, today's topic is going to be based off of inspiration, which is a process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. And today's topic, I'm going to tell you, I've been talking about these E words for a long time because it was taught to me, and when I executed on the E words, which is another cool E word, when I executed on the E words, you know, great things started to happen. But then as I started to grow, as I started to evolve, as I started to learn more, there's another E word that people rarely talk about. And it has gotten me a lot of success. And I want to share the secret sauce with y'all today. Do me a favor. Today's topic is going to be based off of an E word. Let me give you a hint. It's not going to be energy. It's not going to be excitement. It's not going to be enthusiasm. Do me a favor. Type in the comments section an E word that you think is going to be vital to somebody's success. Do me a favor. Just type it in the comments. Not energy, not excitement, not enthusiasm. We're going to talk about the most important E word. I truly think, I mean, and I'm talking about goal-oriented, success-driven, like that's what I'm talking about. What is your favorite E word? Let me see. And do I got in the comments anybody? You know, this thing is on a lag because I'm doing it from a software, but I want you guys to truly just type in an E word that you think is vital to success that's not energy, excitement, or enthusiasm. And while you do that, Mr. Antidote Man is going to go ahead and key me up. He's going to tee me up so I can go ahead and take my golf club and just knock it out the park. Let's get into the antidote.
Today's topic is going to be based off of perseverance. It's a noun meaning steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Accomplish your goals by any means necessary.
All right, so I'm reading some of the comments. Let's see, we have evolve. Emily says evolve. Jeff Baker says equipped. Sean Jones says evolve. Anthony Santangelo says encouragement. Nikki Budd says effort. Bill says effort. Archie says evolve. And I forgot what word you didn't say, Nikki Budd. Y'all know she's the Laugh Out Loud Award winner, by the way, right? Nobody got it right. We're going to talk about it today. The word is endurance. Endurance. Derived from the root word endure. Let's get into the definition of it. Endure means to suffer something painful or difficult patiently. Or another definition is to remain in existence or to last. Endurance. Let's break that down a little bit. To suffer something painful or difficult patiently. You guys ever suffer anything? You ever have any pain? And I'm not talking about, it could be physical, excruciating pain. Anybody out there ever have mental pain? You know what I like to equate mental pain to? I like to equate mental pain to roadblocks. You ever get stuck at an obstacle mentally you just can't seem to wrap your head around and you start to get a headache? You know what I think about? I think about the choices that people make when they run into those obstacles or those roadblocks. Some people, the pain is so tough, it's so excruciating, they can't physically or mentally get past it, so they just stop or give up. But then there's those people who actually endure and they suffer just a little bit longer, or maybe a whole lot longer. And I found out that those are typically the most successful people. The people that can withstand the pain the longest, those are the people who become elite. So let's go ahead and talk about endurance for a little bit. So the first thing I want to talk about is longer endurance often leads to elite status. And I just want to provide you with a brief example. I've talked about David Goggins recently because I believe that, Can't Hurt Me is probably one of the best books that I've ever read in my life. If you haven't read it, go buy it. If you like Audible or listening to books, go listen to it. But anyway, check the man out. His story's phenomenal. And anytime I think about being a punk about something, I just think about David Goggins because you can't hurt that man. Let's talk about some of his accomplishments. In 2013, and the man is still going, by the way. If you follow him on social media right now, he's still going. Like right now, he's still going. 2013 world record holder for most pull-ups in a 24-hour period. Something to realize is that that was the second time he did it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Pull-ups are very hard. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's one of the hardest exercises to do. It's very tough to pull all that weight up with just your hands. But he did 4,030 in a 24-hour period. Bruh, I'm gonna just put that out there. But he's accomplished so much, and the reason that he was able to do it was because of this. His long endurance led him to elite status. People who can withstand the pain the longest periods of time, they achieve what's called elite status. They get all the recognition. People praise them. The people that go through the hardest stuff for the longest periods of time, people say, wow, that is something to be amazed at. And they'll talk about you forever and ever. And I know a lot of dosers out there, we want to achieve this elite status, right? You know, everybody out there wants to grow and be better every day. That's part of the reason that you come to the dose house is because you want to get better. You want to figure out ways around getting past some of the pain that you're enduring right now. Well, I will tell you, if you hold out on it, more often than not, you'll be recognized more for it. Think about it in your workspace. You know, we go to work every day. Whether it's at home, you're an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, you do what you do every day for money to make sure you take care of your family. But I know there's some headaches in your career too. I think if you truly just endured a little bit more, you toughed it out just a little bit more. When it got tough, you just hang in there just a little bit more. Great things may happen. And I'll give you a short example. When I got in the car business in 2007, and it was phenomenal. It was booming. I got right into the business and I started killing it right away. Started making more money than I'd ever seen in my life. My first 6 months in the car business, I made more money than I did when I went overseas and fought a war for an entire year. That year that I was in the military, I went overseas and fought a war. And within 6 months, I made way more money than that. So I did very well. And then 2008, what happened? The economy crashed. Now, I had a decision to make. And I was thinking about jumping ship, too. I just couldn't. I thought that I couldn't endure the pain anymore. You know, things started off great. Then when the economy shifted, you know, people were buying less cars. So my pocket started to become a little bit different. Now, it wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't growing at the rate in which it started in 07. And, you know, all my bills and everything was paid. But the sad part is I was noticing it was getting to a point where I was just living or working just to pay my bills. And that mental pain, it just didn't sit well with me. I said, I don't work this hard just to pay my bills. And because I was spending more money than I was making. I mean, I was buying Lexuses and all this, and I was just blowing it. And I was like, I don't want to just pay bills. I want to do something more. But I was this close to quitting and switching to another job. And I said, you know what? Let me just stick this out and see what happens. And crazy enough, amazing things started to happen. Not only did my income start to grow year over year, not only did I start helping more and more people to grow their income, I became a great leader. I was promoted to a sales manager in 4 years. A few years later, I received a pay increase and was still a manager, but moved to a different building. 2 years after that, I was promoted to a GSM, more money. And then not even a year after that, promoted to general manager, all because I endured all the pain, all the suffering, all the headaches, all the grinding. I mean, I had major goals that I accomplished, but I endured all of that. And you know what? I look up almost 13 years later and I look back at what I've accomplished, and it's all because I endured the pain. It's been a phenomenal journey, but it's not even done yet. I'm still young and I'm just getting started. The second thing we're going to talk about when it comes to endurance is those who endure the most have the best results. Think about that for a second. Those who endure the most usually get the best results. Now, we're in the season of fitness, right? Everybody wants to get in shape. Everybody wants to be fit. Everybody wants to start working on their summer body, and fitness is a thing right now. You got keto, if it fits your macros. You got Jenny Craig. You got Thrive. You got all of these nutrition and fitness people coming at you left and right because they know at the beginning of the year they better take your money now because they probably not going to see it come a few months. You know, most people drop out of that race. But think about, I want to talk about the physical athletes right now. when we talk about people who, I'm going to just show it one more time, people who endure the most have the best results. Think about it. When you're lifting weights or you're exercising, if you're doing HIIT training or you're doing cycling or you're doing CrossFit or whatever, it hurts. Let's just be honest. It hurts. And that's why a lot of people end up quitting, because it hurts. It hurts a whole lot. Anybody ever have a really good leg day? And it's not leg day that hurt the most. It's the day after leg day. It's like when you wake up and you go to the bathroom and you sit on that toilet, you're like, bruh, why my butt hurt? Like your quads is on fire. You can barely walk up steps. It hurts to sit down in chairs. Like, it hurts. And most people can't endure that pain. But the people who stick with it, those are the people who you typically follow on Instagram. Those are the people who you are like #body goals. Because you know what they do? The things that hurt, they end up doing it the longest, and they start to see the physical results. And then eventually they'll start to see the mental results, because it's realistically mental discipline that's causing them to continue to go back, because their ambition and their goals are just so important to them that they are willing to put up with the pain to get the physical results. Think about the people who compete on a national stage, with bodybuilding competitions. They are moving some massive weight. They are doing a lot of hard stuff. There are people out there tearing muscles, breaking bones, all because they want it bad enough, and they're pushing their bodies beyond the limits because they know that they want to get the best results. Now, that's just the physical part. Let's get back to the mental part. A lot of people that watch this are in some sort of sales business or some sort of speaking or something to that degree. How much are you willing to go past the mental struggles that you have, the mental pains that you have, the things that keep you up at night, the things that keep you crying? How long are you willing to endure that for the sake of seeking what's on the other side of all those tears? What's on the other side of all that anger? How long are you willing to endure? I promise you, victory tastes so much sweeter than defeat. If you stick it out, you may see some amazing, phenomenal results. You'll look back on your journey and you said, man, I accomplished all that. Try it out. 2 more things and we're going to wrap it up. Number 1, it's going to tailor right back into the thing that we previously talked about. When it comes to endurance, you got to understand that pain is just weakness leaving the body. Every time you endure pain, you are getting stronger. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Every time you endure pain, you're getting stronger. Every time, just think about this. Let's stick to working out real quick. Let's say you're starting out with dumbbell curls, right? And you may not be that strong. You're starting out with 15 and you do about 15 reps and it's a little bit tough, right? But then the next thing you know, you try to get 20 and you say, I can't get to 15. Why? Because it hurts. It hurts really bad. But then you know what? Eventually, when you stay consistent with it, that endurance, remember, we're talking about enduring pain over long periods of time. The longer that you can endure going through this pain, next thing you know, you look up, you up to 20s. The next thing you know, you look up, you up to 25s. And the next thing you know, you look up, you up to 30s. And the next thing you know, because you're going through the pain, and that pain is just weakness. That mental thought that you have in your head is just weakness, and it's leaving your body because you are mentally callousing your mind to get stronger and better. And next thing you know, you're going to start busting out some shirts. You're going to start busting out some shirts. Now let's go to the mental aspect of it too. Because we can't just say, it's all about fitness, because I know not everybody's into that, but let's go to the mental space too. Sometimes we misconstrue anger for weakness. We misconstrue our emotions for weakness. And a lot of people would like to equate that to passion. People say, I'm getting so loud. I'm getting so angry. Can anybody relate to that? I'm getting so loud. I'm getting so angry. I'm getting so in my feelings because I'm so passionate about what I'm doing right now. I'm so passionate. I'm so passionate that it hurts me. It pains me that I have to talk this loud. It pains me that I have to yell at you to get my point across. It pains me to do this. But understand, it took a lot of courage for you to get all that out, because all that high level of intensity, it's only coming out because you bottled it up so long. And it finally got to the point where you just kept shaking that pop bottle, that soda bottle for so long that it's finally exploding because it pained you to keep it bottled in all that time. So now that you've actually got it out there, that's just the weakness leaving the body. Now that you got it out there, don't you feel so much refreshed when you get it out there? Don't you feel about 10 pounds lighter once you get it all out there? Once that pain actually leaves your body, once that weakness actually leaves your body that you've been bottling up, because you should have said this a long time ago. You should have brought this to everybody's attention a long time ago. You should have grabbed your you-know-whats and just put it all out there. But that was just weakness. And finally, when you got it out there, you suffered all that pain. Man, that weakness just left your body and you feel like a new man or a new woman. You walk taller. You feel prouder. Some people even give you a round of applause and say, man, he should have did that about 2 months ago. Anybody feel me out there? Endurance, guys, endurance. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite ones. Anybody out, you got to understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it is a journey and not a race. This is something that I got to constantly remind myself of too, because I'm an instant gratification kind of guy. I work so hard, I want to see the immediate results. And it's very tough for me to stay in a mental place where I got to exercise patience. And if you look at the definition of endurance, you see at the end of the first one, it says patiently. And man, patience is something I ain't got a whole lot of. Anybody feel me out there, Zach per tweet?
Hallelujah.
I know somebody do. Anybody ever, does this ring a bell right here? The tortoise and the hare? I know it's touching home with somebody right now. If you're unfamiliar with the story of the tortoise and the hare, let me break it down for you here real quick. So here's the deal. The tortoise and the hare is about to go to a race, right? And my favorite one of this is like Bugs Bunny. I used to watch Bugs Bunny cartoons back in the day. So Bugs Bunny is at the start line and he just stretching and like, yeah, I'm about to dust you. I'm real fast. I'm a bunny. I'm about to slay the day, right? And the hare is just sitting at the finish line like, oh, Bugs. Yeah, right? So isn't this so crazy that we learned this as kids? We learned about the tortoise and the hare. Like literally, I still remember being about 4 or 5 years old watching, the tortoise and the hare race on the Bugs Bunny show. And isn't it crazy how that just applies to life? Think about somebody in your life that's the hare. They're just like, yeah, whatever. I'm about to do this. Ain't no big thing. I'm about to just go all in, grind, kill it, right? And next you know, you got the tortoise over there just like, yep. And what ends up happening, the hare just start 3, 2, 1, pow. The hare just gets out there and he starts sprinting and going crazy, handling all his business. He looking back like, man, this dude, ain't no way he gonna win this race, right? He's just way back there. But you know what? I'm doing so good. I'm kind of out of breath real quick. There's a tree right there. Let me just go sit down real quick, take a nap, because he way back there. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Let me just take me a nap by this tree. And the hare is just coming along at the same pace. Nothing too crazy, nothing too extravagant. And he just keeps on going. And next thing you know, he passes that finish line. The hare looking up, wait, the hare got the tortoise already up there. And he tries to, and guess what? The slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise realized that it was a marathon. He was in it for the long haul. He wasn't in it for the short burst of energy. He was in it for the longevity of it. He was thinking about the finish line a long time ago. He didn't have to rush into it. He had to take his time because he had his eyes on the prize. And no matter what, if he kept it smooth and steady, he was going to accomplish the W. And that's exactly what happened. I'm going to give you one more story, and I'm going a little bit over time, but it's very important. There's another story that I like to share about these two tree, what do you call those guys? Lumberjacks. There they are, lumberjacks, Anyway, so you got two lumberjacks. You got this champion or whatever, this big swole dude with the axe, and he's known for just chopping them down and killing the game. He's a big swole dude, and the axe is about the size of my arm, and it's like he can just swing it with one arm and knock a tree down, right? And you got this other little skinny dude. And he comes up and the champion is like, yeah, who wants to challenge me or whatever. And the little skinny dude is like, me, I'll challenge you. And he's looking at it like, you want to challenge me? Yeah. And he's like, they put money on the line and everything. He's like, yeah, man, against this little guy? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll take this little guy's money. No big deal. And the thin guy says, hey, I got a question. Here's the deal. I got a question. Is there any possibility that I could take breaks during this competition? And the big swole dude is laughing. I'm like, breaks? You want to take breaks? Yeah, you take all the breaks you want to take, right? So here's the deal. They put them in 2 separate different areas, right? And 3, 2, 1, bang. So the big dude is just chopping away, handling his business at the tree, right? And the little dude is chopping away, handling his business, right? So what does the little dude do? He walks away and starts to take a break. And the big dude is like, this dude has lost his mind. This dude over here taking a break. I'm about to this is going to be easy money, right? So the little dude comes back and he just gets to chopping away, right? And so the big dude, he's still chopping away, handling his business, no breaks, just going at it like nobody's business. And what does he look over and see? He see the little dude take another break, right? And he's like, this guy's got to be out of his mind. So the big dude just steady chopping away. Little dude comes back and he's just chopping, right? So the big dude, the whole entire time, he's chopping, but he's a big dude. So eventually he's going to start getting worn out, right? He's just chopping him, but he's like, ain't no big deal. This dude been taking breaks. Ain't no big deal, right? So the next thing you know, let's just say for the sake of time, let's just say a half hour goes by and all of a sudden from the little dude, you hear timber. And you guys know what that means, right? That tree fell. And guess what? The big dude actually looked at his tree and he was probably about 75, 80% of the way there. And so next thing you know, the little dude obviously won, right? So they go to each other. They say bruh. Say bruh. I don't think lumberjacks talk like that. But say bruh. How did you do that? You took all these breaks. We said it was very simple. While you were too busy chopping away and using your muscles to chop your tree down, what you failed to realize is that your axe was starting to get very dull. So those breaks that you saw me take, I was actually sharpening my axe so that it could actually be more effective and cut just a little bit more. So with that being said, you lose and I need my money. So the moral of the story is work smarter, not harder. Endurance. Endurance, guys. That's what it's about. Let's go ahead and go through the recap real quick. Realize the importance of endurance. I truly believe that it's one of the most important E words that's out there. Number one, understand that the longer you endure the pain, the more likely you are to become elite status. You want to get to elite status? Push through the pain just a little bit more. Don't give up. Number two, endure the most and get the best results. Remember, if you're in a results-based business, the more you can put up, and we're talking about that. I'm not talking about horrible bosses or nothing like that. I'm talking about pain that you can push through mentally because you know that there's a great reward on the other side. Don't get it misconstrued. Number three, understand that pain is just weakness leaving the body. Change your perception of pain. Change it. It's weakness leaving the body. You are becoming stronger every time you push through the pain. And last but not least, understand that it is a marathon, not a sprint, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's dose. I know it went a little bit longer than normal, but if you really enjoyed this episode, please do me a favor and tag a buddy out and share this because I truly believe that somebody needs to hear these messages and it can possibly save their life. So if you can do me that big favor, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, I got a phenomenal day ahead of me, so you guys go have a great day too.